What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Happy Turkey Day, Thanksgiving. If you celebrate, if you don't, then happy Thursday. Whatever. So, there's always news, right? There's always stuff popping off. But the main thing, like this whole generation, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and now PlayStation 5 Pro, right? The PlayStation 5 Protato, if you will. It's very telling that as we continue to venture through this generation, we find that there are more and more games that are underperforming, if you will, or the game is underperforming the system. The PlayStation 5 Pro, the PlayStation 5 Protato is underperforming because what was the latest game? I know it was a Star Wars game. It was Assassin's Creed, backwards compatibility with I think it was Unity. No, not Unity. Syndicate. Xbox Series performs better than PlayStation. That doesn't make any sense because they're both backwards compatible, right? That's what they're, backwards compatible. That's how they're working. So how is the more powerful console underperforming, right? It's funny, right? I guess that system isn't set up to take advantage of its power automatically. You have to do some work. And guess what? The devs, they're not going to do the work. That they've proven that this generation they won't do the work. That's why the PlayStation 5 has been, among other reasons, has been the premier, if you will, experience because the devs are basically making PlayStation 4 games, the same API basically. It's just, here's a little slider. You get to more this and that and the third. And so it's like they've been making the same games. It's nothing new. Now on the Xbox Series side, there's a lot of new things that they aren't taking advantage of because they don't want to do it. And so now that whole mentality, that whole mind state, and it's not just the devs, it's the publishers. They're like, yeah, we're not giving you money to do that. So they're like, well, we can't do it because it's take us too long to learn how to do, right? Excuses. And so now PlayStation 5 Pro is feeling the same thing from the devs. You have to satisfy the devs first and foremost. If you have the devs on your side, it will determine and dictate what the generation is going to be, who's going to win. If you make a piece of hardware that the devs love and it's easy for them to make, quick, efficient, guess what they're going to do? They're going to make stuff on there first, basically. And also it has to do with the market share too. If there's a bunch of Switches out there, they'll try to put their game on there, but sometimes it's impossible. But the point is, PlayStation 5 Protato is not working out. It's not doing what is, and there's I've seen a lot of, buyer's remorse. They're like, oh man, not really getting what I wanted out of this thing. It's not really working. So it's, I don't know, it's funny. And honestly, I don't remember what that latest game was. It just popped up like yesterday, I think, on Digital Foundry. And I was actually going to watch the Digital Foundry. They were going to, Oliver, the main tech guy, he was going to go through all of the, the pros and cons. And I think I did start watching it, but I wasn't really paying attention. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to do it. Maybe I should start calling the PlayStation 5 Pro the Flicker Station. Or it has to be, PlayStation is fine, but it's a Flicker Station. Did you see, what game was it? It wasn't The Last of Us. It was, I think it was a Sony first party game. I think it might have been The Last of Us, or it might have been, I don't remember. But anyway, like the vegetation and how the shadows were working, and it was all kind of crazy stuff. And it was like flickering and flat. I'm like, what is going on here? Why is this look so much? This is the Pro? What's going on here? This is $700. This is $859, or however, depending on tax. I can't. Look, I'm good with my ex. I'm chilling. I'm like beep boop. I'm playing games here and there. Last game I popped in was I started Stalker 2. I got to the bunker. I got past the bunker. And I met the dude, and I saved the dude, and then he gave me some lip, but he was cool anyway. He was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then he was angry, so that's why he was giving me lip. And he's yelling at his boys. He's like, yo, man, how come you ain't save me? I forgot what he said. But I'm still stalking around the stalkers. It's a cool game. It's not like Call of Duty or anything. It's a first-person horror, sci-fi, anomalies, adventure, more type of. It's a different type of game. It's not a traditional first. It just happens to be in first person. So I think a lot of people are getting it twisted with that stuff. But it's cool. It's very high quality. But I'm still playing that. And once again, I am playing it. I didn't play it day one. I played it, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days after it launched. Is it 5 days? Well, I didn't play it the first day, so it might have been the third day or something. And I didn't have any problems. I'm playing on the Series X. I didn't have any problems. And same with Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator. I played that 2 or 3 days after. I guess they put in a hot patch or something. And yeah, no problems with that either. So, people like the reviewers, the whole thing with the reviewers, and they get the early code, and everybody's making a big deal about it. But nobody made a big deal about the Spider-Man bugs. Nobody made a big deal about the Last of Us on PC bugs. I mean, some people did, actually. You see the eyebrows. It's a lot of things. So, I'm like, I kind of just ignore that stuff because I know it's part of the game. It's part of the bias that exists with the media towards Xbox and to help PlayStation, whatever. And I still don't understand that because if you look at PlayStation, Sony, as a corporation, as their behavior, you realize that they're not that great. They're not the best. They're not the best freaking, they're not the best for consumers. They're not the best for developers. It's like all across the board, they're not the best, but the perception is that they are, and they're acting like they are. And they put that out, that graphic about, sold 160 million units. And like, remember, last video I was like, how you gonna just make up? Where's these 5 million units coming from? What's going on? But I still want to know. I want the exact number because they're rounding up. Let's be real. And if they're rounding up, the last number I believe was 150. I think it was 154.8 or it's 158.4. I can't remember. I think I'm switching the numbers up a little bit, but it wasn't quite 160. But if it was 158.4, they'll round up. Of course they will, because they're like 200. Or 2 million. Why can't we round up? And like I said before, how are they getting these magic numbers? Are they going to say, oh, if Nintendo passes 160, are they going to say, oh, we got 165 magically? Just saying. I hope that Nintendo, the Switch, sells. You know what? I'm gonna go and buy a Switch just so that Nintendo could beat Sega. Wow. So that Nintendo could beat Sony in this numbers game, so they can slap them down, because Sony needs to be humbled, because their hubris is shiny right now. It's ridiculous, and I don't know. I mean, this is PlayStation 3. This is worse than PlayStation 3 hubris because of the Pro, because the $700 Pro is like, okay. Anyway, rambling. Appreciate hearing from my like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the Protato underperforming the Xbox Series X, matching, going blow for blow. Digital Foundry said this. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. They're actually going blow to blow. It's pretty remarkable. They said all that stuff, and I'm like, no, it's not, because we know, the people who are paying attention, we know that the X's super most powerful was, and now the PlayStation 5 Pro is more powerful, but not that by that much. And if you don't harness the power, you can't brute force it like you can on the Xbox, obviously. So, and it was said that I forgot who said it, but they said that it's easier to make the PC ports on the Xbox than it is PlayStation, because I guess the APIs are closer. It is basically an offshoot of Windows, the Xbox dashboard and stuff. The underpinnings, it's still a Windows kernel, basically. Anyway, preach. I'll check you guys on the next one. Remember, have a happy gobble gobble day and all that good stuff. And gobble, get fat, eat all the good stuff. This is one of the days of the year that you can be a glutton. So do it. And I'll talk to y'all next one.